What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Walt, and I'm, putting away my whitetail stuff, getting my turkey stuff out. We sit about 30 days away from the kickoff of Florida season, at least in my zone. And I started thinking about the podcast series we've got going, which is called Lessons of the Fall. And Lessons of the Fall is looking back on deer season and thinking, what did you learn? What little tidbits did you learn last year? And it got me thinking about this past year and things that I learned and things I might want to share with you guys. So in this video, I'm going to share 3 things that I learned last spring. What's up, guys? Just wanted to give you guys a brief reminder that we're giving away this vest, a custom pot call, and mouth calls courtesy of Longbeard Life to one lucky winner. All you have to do is go to Patreon, sign up, join Patreon for additional entries if you would like, and March 31st, we're going to draw a winner. Okay, full disclosure, I'm not about to teach you how to kill every turkey that you ever come into contact with. I'm not that good. I'm not really here to teach you any lessons. I'm just going to share a couple of the things that I learned last year that maybe you may find helpful. I know there's a lot of new turkey hunters out there, a lot of people who follow the channel who are kind of considering getting into turkey hunting. And these are just 3 things that I found important last spring when I really took a full dive into turkey hunting. So number 1, it's journaling. Okay, so this is a $25 leather-bound journal. It's got reams of paper in there, and my turkey hunting mentor got me this beautiful feather pen. You don't have to use a feather pen; you can use a normal pen. But I happen to, really enjoy writing with it. And I put all kinds of things in here. Where did I hunt it? What was the temperature? What were the weather conditions? Was it foggy? Was it not? Was it a river bottom? Were they pine birds? What happened? Brief summary. What happened? What kind of encounters did you have? And then I always end it with, what kind of pressure did I face? Did I see any hunters? Did I not see any hunters? What kind of little trends have changed as things go on? And this is a habit, journaling is a habit that I picked up for the turkey woods, and I've started to carry it on over to the whitetail woods. So this is my whitetail log. This is a little more scientific of a log. In fact, it comes pre-printed with different dates, times, things like that that you can put information you can put in there. Moon phase. It's meant for hunting. This is just meant for journaling. And so neither one of these is right. Neither one of these is wrong. Sometimes I carry this one with me in the woods because you have some of those really awesome adventures and these encounters that are just breathtakingly close. And sometimes you just don't want to leave the woods and it ends poorly, or the birds just don't cooperate and you just sit there soaking in everything and you're having such a good time. I like to write in those cases while it's fresh on my mind, while I'm still grinning because the bird beat me yet again. But sometimes it's raining, and so I don't take this, right? This fits in a backpack along with all my filming gear, a little easier than this one. So you've got options. I think both of these are about 25, 30 bucks. This is kind of cool. I'm going to try and keep ordering. I may order a couple more of these just so I have all the same style. But these are going to look really cool on a shelf one day. And I look forward to pulling from these and writing stories. And, I have a kid on the way, and so I get to share those stories. So my tip number 1, lesson learned number 1, start journaling when it comes to this kind of thing. You have a good time going back and looking back at trends. You have a really good time going back and remembering things that maybe you've forgotten. And it's a great way to pass the time between hunts or between seasons. Okay, lesson number 2, find a call that you are just absolutely confident with. Let me show you what I mean. So this is Pot Call by Osceola Game Call. Shout out to them. I really enjoy everything that they've got to work with. It's a glass turkey call, right? Nothing super fancy. I wasn't super confident in friction calls. It was my first year hunting. It had nothing to do with any calls. I was learning what calls I could really own. And what you really want to do if I'm sharing information with you guys, one of the things I found most beneficial was finding one call that when you reached into your pocket, you felt like you were good, like you could make consistent noises. And having that in the back of your mind really helps when the blood's pumping and the bird's hammering, and then, oh my God, there's another bird over here, and you're trying to figure out what to do. Not worrying what call you're going to pick up really helps. So buy a bunch of different calls, find one that fits your style. It might be a pot call, it might be an aluminum call, it may be an aluminum over a slate. It could be any number of things, but find one that really works for you and own it. And for me, that happened to be this mouth call. I tried a bunch of them. I feel like I've tried every mouth call on the market. I know I haven't, but this is the Woodhaven. You probably can't see that because of the glare. There you go. Woodhaven Ninja Ghost. This just fits my mouth nicely. Right out of the box, I was able to make turkey noises, and I killed my final tag last year. I killed with this call, and I felt in control. I know that sounds weird, but I felt like I could communicate with that animal on a level that I wasn't earlier in the season. So find calls, practice with all your calls. I'm practicing on my pots. I got a box call over there. I've even got a wing bone call. So I'm practicing with all of them, but make sure going into each season, you've got one call that you're just absolutely confident with if the time comes, and you have to just reach in and grab one. Okay, number 3, and this is just kind of a tip. Go to Dollar General and buy one of these just for your turkey vest. I know this sounds really silly. It's actually kind of heavy, but there are many times, especially in Florida, where the place that I wanted to be was so thick that to get the shotgun in there or to move around, you're just going to move a bunch of palmettos and stuff. And so what I found was having these, in fact, I used to put these in my box call pocket, and I've got to find a new place for it because I'm actually going to start carrying a box call this year. But I used to put this in the box call pocket, and it was really beneficial with palmettos and stuff like that to be able to clip it off about halfway, stick it in the ground in front of me so I still have that cover, but I don't obstruct my view. And in that way, you don't sacrifice a great opportunity because there's stuff in front of you, or a great bush. I mean, sometimes you'll be on a swamp bottom and there'll be nothing underneath, all these trees because the leaf cover is so high, it just completely blankets the floor. And then you'll have one bush, and you want to get in that bush. And sometimes these have come in really, really handy for me. They're quiet, they're cheap. I keep them pretty sharp with a little file so that I can clip real quietly. A lot of times when I'm getting in tight on a roost, it was really nice to creep in there, find a palmetto bush, and clip some of these and fill in gaps in front of me and create a little blind for when they came down. So tip lesson number 3, whatever you want to call it, is get some hand pruners, hand shears, whatever you want to call these, and stick them in your vest. They weigh a little bit extra, but man, I really enjoyed them last year. Okay guys, that's all for this video. I just kind of wanted to put together a couple thoughts that I had, things that I really enjoyed, things that I learned this past year as we approach turkey season. I know nothing about this was groundbreaking, but maybe if you're a new turkey hunter, these are things you haven't considered. Maybe you have turkey hunted before and you never thought of journaling before. I just kind of wanted to share a couple things that I felt like I had personally learned last year and that were beneficial to me, and maybe they help you as well. I think the most important thing is no matter what you do, find an excuse to go turkey hunting. It is an absolute thrill. It is hands down my biggest passion when it comes to the outdoors now. It skyrocketed beyond bow hunting and everything else, and I just adore it. In fact, if you listen to the podcast, you know this because I find a way to work it into every conversation. But I think turkey hunting makes you a better deer hunter because you're doing a lot of scouting while you're turkey hunting. But before I just continue to drone on here, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. If you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe, hit that little bell notification so that you get notifications each and every time we drop a new video, and check out the podcast. We'd love to have you over there. We have guests from all over the country. Like I said, we're doing a Lessons of the Fall series where we bring on stone cold killers from the past or guys who just really accomplished and ask them for the finer details, those little minutiae that they learn every year, which was the inspiration for this video. But again, most importantly, no matter what you do, get outside and enjoy the great outdoors.